Here at workplace safety charity Scottish Hazards, we understand how important it is that those in the retail sector can work safely during the COVID-19 pandemic. And many retail outlets have of course been operating over these past few months, and we're among those grateful to the multitude of key workers who have been, among other things, feeding the nation. But more and more retail outlets are expecting to get the green light to open in the coming weeks. And whilst there's a focus on physical distancing and enhanced hygiene arrangements, there's a number of other considerations to take into account. So we want to run over some of those issues for you now. So before reopening, any site or location that's been closed or only partially operated, a review should take place to ensure it's clean and ready to restart. And that's going to include things like checking, servicing or adjusting your ventilation systems. For example, automatically reducing ventilation system levels due to lower than previous occupancy levels. Also checking, servicing your air conditioning systems, especially those which serve multiple buildings. And there's an increased Legionella risk arising from restarting certain types of air conditioning system. And that's also true where other water systems are being reinstated or their use is being restarted after a period of time when stagnation has maybe occurred because of lack of use. Now, when looking at operating the retail premises, you then need to consider how you're going to keep it clean and prevent transmission by touching potentially contaminated surfaces. The steps you should consider here include things like frequent cleaning of work areas and equipment between uses, frequent cleaning of objects and surfaces that have regular touch points such as self-service checkouts, trolleys, baskets, coffee machines or numerous other staff-handled devices, ensuring safe disposal arrangements are available and that those are communicated. Clearing workspaces and removing waste from the work area at the end of each working shift. And if you're cleaning after a known or suspected case of COVID-19, ensuring that you refer to the specific guidance that is readily available. In helping all workers to keep good hygiene throughout the working day, there's again a number of steps you could take, including things like use of signs and posters to build and raise awareness of the good hand washing techniques, the need to increase hand washing frequency, to avoid touching your face and to cough or sneeze into a tissue which is then binned safely, or your arm if a tissue is not to hand. Providing regular reminders and signage to maintain hygiene standards, but not doing what I've seen happen in my local supermarket and have till operators have to put their hand up to ask to go to the loo in front of customers and to then be told, oh, we'll need to get nappies for you. Yeah, that sort of arrangement is not okay. What we do want to see is the provision of hand sanitizer in numerous locations, not just the washrooms. And there should be the setting of clear use and cleaning guidelines for toilets to ensure suitable cleanliness standards and physical distancing is achieved as far as is reasonably practicable. Enhanced cleaning for high footfall areas should also be considered, as should provision of more waste facilities, coupled with increased waste and rubbish collection. If there are changing rooms on your premises, there'll need to be consideration to how to minimise the risk of transmission there, including considering very carefully if fitting rooms should be open at all for the time being. If they are to be opened, frequent cleaning, again between uses, may be necessary. And you're going to need to develop cleaning procedures to manage clothes that have been tried on, possibly delaying their return to the shop floor. And thought's going to need to be given to how to limit and control contact between customers and colleagues, suspending fitting assistance, for example. And one last area I want to deal with, and that is minimising the risk of transmission through contact with objects that come into the store. So steps here might include things like encouraging increased hand washing and introducing hand washing facilities for workers and customers, or provision of hand sanitizer if that hand washing arrangement isn't practicable. Limiting customer merchandise, considering different display methods, new signage or rotation of high touch stock. Provision of pick up and drop off points where possible, as opposed to, passing goods hand to hand. Enforcing staggered collection times for customers collecting items with a queuing system in place that ensures that 2-metre distancing. Setting up no contact return procedures where customers can just take goods to a designated area, and encouraging contactless refunds. Keeping returns separate from displayed merchandise stock to reduce any likelihood of transmission through touch. And providing guidance as to how the workforce can safely assist customers with the handling of large items that they've purchased. It's a lot to think about, but you needn't be thinking about it alone. Should you have any concerns about how your workplace is going to operate safely ahead of reopening, please contact us for advice and support. Our number is 0800 0015 022. We're also keen to hear about best practice examples. Who's doing this really well? How are they doing it? Can we share that best practice with others? If we can, please comment below or direct message us. And by working together, let's stop this pandemic at work.